Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Miners Corner. Today I have a really fun video. I'm assembling an all-time non-Hall of Fame baseball roster that I would put up against any team in the history of baseball. The way I've done it is I've, of course, put 9 men on the diamond, and I have 4 bench slots for offensive players. I have a DH, I have 5 starters, I have 3 relievers, and a manager. So, first base, the great Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle. Could not deny Pete Rose. 4,256 lifetime hits. Moving on to second base. This is also tough. There were other guys I considered, but I went with Lou Whitaker, who was a great player, and that's a great card. 1982 Topps. That's definitely my favorite Lou Whitaker card. That is a great looking card. Third base, I'm going to have to go with Dick Allen. Okay? I think Dick Allen belongs in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not going to get into the whole thing about who belongs in. At shortstop, this was also tough. Nomar, an unbelievable player. I mean, his career was short, but 313 lifetime batting average, 229 bombs. This guy had a lot of pop in his bat. Catcher, I'm going with C-Thurman Munson. I think this was kind of a no-brainer. Thurman Munson, definitely, obviously, his career was cut short, but those numbers are really great. Moving on to left field, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds, who I believe will be on the roster, on the ballot for the last time next year. I think he's going to get in. I really do. I don't know how you could deny Barry Bonds. I mean, Barry Bonds isn't 4th or 5th or even 2nd on the home run list. He's 1st. Center field, I'm going to go with Andruw Jones. Really a great player. Fantastic fielder. I mean, really one of the best fielders, I ever saw play in my life. Moving on. Right field, Dave Parker. Dave Parker, I think, was unbelievably talented guy. 2,490 hits, 493 home runs, 284 lifetime batting average, 1,550 RBIs. A fantastic player. Just a really great player. I think Dave Parker is a Hall of Famer personally, but no one asked me. So let's move on to my bench now, okay? Okay, for my designated hitter, Marc McGwire. Okay. Marc McGwire put up some pretty gaudy numbers. The first player on my bench is Crime Dog Fred McGriff. Okay. Also got really impressive numbers. I don't know why he never won a Golden Glove. Al Oliver. Okay. Second guy on my bench. Versatile outfielder, a great player. Don Mattingly, 1986 Donruss. This is another guy that it was Pete Rose and Don Mattingly. I had to give it to Pete Rose. I'm the biggest Don Mattingly fan there is. I'm a huge Yankee fan, and Don Mattingly is one of my favorites, not even close. Let's get back to my bench. This is a great card, 1995 Stadium Club insert. You might get one of these in a hobby box, but these are really cool cards. They look like comic books or something weird. Gary Sheffield. Okay, so with the pitching, I'm doing 5 starters and I'm doing 3 relievers. So let's start out with Roger Clemens, a guy who would have been in the Hall of Fame had he not done roids easily. Andy Pettitte, another fantastic pitcher. The reason I picked Andy Pettitte, there are other guys that have numbers that are similar. But Andy Pettitte, I mean, I'm a Yankee fan, but I watched Andy Pettitte really battle in some huge games. This is 1998 Flair Road 2, I believe. Now, Jake Peavy, who had a really good career. Didn't play on great teams, but I always liked Jake Peavy. I just think he's a gamer. The guy battles. He was just a tough pitcher. Mickey Lolich, This guy pitched 376 innings in 1971. He pitched 327 innings in 1972. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Mickey Lolich on the Mets. Here's my last lefty, Wilbur Wood. Another guy, a great pitcher. People just don't remember this guy. Here's another guy who's putting up a ridiculous amount of innings. 376 innings in 1972. Let's move on to my relief guys, okay? Dan Quisenberry, okay? 2.75 ERA. This is a 1985 Topps. I love this set. Really, really nice set. And he looks just in a good mood in there, so I think that's kind of cool. Dan Quisenberry, a great pitcher. And, you know, to be honest, I didn't look at his numbers. I knew he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. And looking at his numbers, 244 saves. That was a lot of saves in his era. 56 wins. You know, not that many strikeouts. But you know what? I picked Dan Quisenberry because when I watched this kid pitch, this man pitch, actually, God rest this man's soul. He passed away at 45 years old. When I saw this man pitch, this guy could get anybody out. This guy could get anybody out. Moving on to my second bullpen guy, Sparky Kyle. Another super versatile guy. This is 1970. This is a really nice looking card too. And my closer, of course, Billy Wagner. I think Billy Wagner eventually gets into the Hall of Fame. 422 saves, 2.31 lifetime ERA. So who's going to manage that team with personalities like Gary Sheffield and Pete Rose and all those guys? Well, we're going to go with the great Frank Robinson. By the way, this is, for me, I love this card. Really, really awesome card. Frank Robinson is a manager managing the Expos. And this would be the guy to manage a team. I remember he's a really, really tough manager. And just a guy that you got to respect. You got to respect Frank Robinson. You got to respect Frank Robinson. What an unbelievable ball player. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun with this one. I'd like to see if you guys would make one like this and, you know, see what you guys thought. What do you think about this one? Is my team good? Is it bad? Whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys are all well, and I'll see you next time. Later.